Hey everybody, you're listening to Just Be Kind. I'm your host, Matthew Plotner. I'll be honest, I had an idea for today's episode and I didn't record last week because I started a new job. My wife was out of town. I was out of medication. I was in a really bad spot. I don't know. I'm realizing that though the problem I'm running into is maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the fact that I'm not looking in the right places, but I don't feel like there's a lot of research that I can find that, at least in terms of being able to be understood by the everyday man, right? I'm not a doctor, psychologist, therapist. I'm not any of those things, and please don't ever think that I am or trying to diagnose anybody, because I'm not. I don't know. I'm clueless. What I am is just trying to understand the own fucking stranger in my head. I feel like ever since being diagnosed and before, even before that, when I had my breakdown and felt like in layman's terms, or in not layman's terms, in simplified terms, I've felt like I was shifting dimensions at random. That's what my psychosis was, and there was nothing, nobody anywhere was convincing me otherwise. It was everything was pointing to that being true, and everything pointed to that being the facts, and there was no convincing me otherwise, amongst other things, right? But in that frame of mind, man, my brain just goes haywire and I don't know what to do. And the medication, man, it helps. And that's where I get lost, and that's where I get so confused is what is really, where am I in all of this, right? Where is the real me? Where is the real I, the real self in this, right? Is it the psychosis? Is it the person who sees the billboards and is convinced that he's a dimensional traveler? Or is it I hate to use the word stable, but it's probably the best word for it. But is it the person who can look at that for what it is and see that that's, well, unprovable? And we all know that there's the holographic universe theory. There's the simulation theory, right? There's all these theories that are really fascinating to think about, and I love thinking about them. I do. They make my brain hurt. I like my brain to hurt sometimes, but that's just it. I like to think about them in kind of an abstract thought way, not in a this could be my actual reality. So that's why this idea of, amongst other things, has been messing with me, guys. I don't know how to fix this conundrum that I'm suffering from, of feeling split, feeling like there's the person in the mirror who's a reflection of me, but isn't me, but is me because I'm looking at that person and that person is me. I don't know. Does that make sense to anybody outside of my head? God, I hope so. I don't even know if this show is making sense to anybody anywhere right now, because I feel so disconnected from what's going on in my head. Like I was out of medication for just a couple of days. And in that couple of days, man, now that I'm back on my meds, my head went to a dark place, a place where I had convinced my own mind. In my own mind, I had convinced myself that I wasn't even wanted in my own home by my own family. Like that's where my brain had gone to, and that's how paranoid I get, and that's how do you cope with the duality of that, right? How do you guys deal with the duality of knowing you're capable of those super dark places. Those places that when you're sane, hate that word. God, I hate that word, but when you're on your medication and when you're thinking straight and when you're thinking clear and you're not in a manic or depressive phase, how do you rectify the image in the mirror that you have of yourself versus how others may perceive you? Like, I know over the week, over the 3 days, wasn't really a week, but my wife was gone for about 2.5 days, 3 days, and I couldn't function. Like, I was off meds for those days. I was just out of it because I was finally on my first break from starting my new job, and everything was just overwhelming. And I slipped, man. I slipped into a real manic place. I know I did, and I wasn't able to get out of it until I got my meds. And I feel like, how do you explain to kids, my kids is where I'm trying to go. How do I explain to my kids that there's this, even I see this duality? I don't know, guys. Help me. Is there a better place for educating myself than what I can do on Google? Because Google sucks. I'll be honest. I like Google. Google's great for some things. Google is not helping me understand this schizoaffective disorder, this bipolar, mixing it with ADHD. I feel like my brain is a stranger now that I'm trying to understand it. I feel like it is completely gone. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I feel like trying to understand it makes it more of a mystery. Damn, and I don't like that, and I want that not to be the case, but that's what it is. How do you guys deal with that? How do you function with your brain feeling like it's slipping more and more into the realm of mystery and confusion for you? Let me know. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share them with me, share them with the world. I'll share them with the world if you're uncomfortable. Hell, let's just start a dialogue on helping each other deal with this confusing ass mental illness that is just so damn hard to understand. Even in the medical field, it feels like it's hard for them to understand, guys. So thank you for listening. Remember, just be kind to yourself and others. Thank you.